Batman 2, the Batman sequel. Hey, we got first reactions from the Batman. The Batman opens up in a week, guys, and we got some first reactions, and we got some talks about the sequel. What are those things? What are the quotes? The quotes are actually pretty good. Let's just take a look. The Batman 2, let's start with that, is part of a new DC Universe plans, confirms the director Matt Reeves. Guys, this is a big story, right? The Batman 2, everybody's been talking about it all week long with anticipation of the release of the Batman next week. The hype level is going through the roof, so there's a lot of Batman stuff to talk about today. And we've got a quote from Matt Reeves himself. Now, we got the talk earlier about the Mr. Freeze possibility, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's just take a look at his quote here, and we'll dissect it. I really believe in what we've done, and I'd be excited to tell more stories. We are already telling other stories in the streaming space with the Gotham PD show. We're doing stuff on HBO Max, yes. We're doing a Penguin show with Colin Farrell, that spinoff too, yes, which is going to be super cool. And we're working on some other stuff too, but we have started talking about another movie. So yeah, come on, it's a no-brainer that the Batman 2 is going to happen. And Matt Reeves himself confirms it there in that little interview. And that's just great news. Of course, it felt like it's going to be a no-brainer. But today's going to be a big Batman news story kind of day, guys. You're watching Mirror Domains, your place for entertainment headlines. And today's show is jam-packed with topics. We're going to talk about the Batman 2, the Batman first reactions, Morbius and Vulture. Jared Leto came out and gave us a quote about that. Meg 2 has some more casting. There's going to be a Tom Brady movie. Oddly enough, can you believe that? The Toronto International Film Festival returns for in-person people. That's good. That's really good. I live just around the corner of that. That's really cool. Andrew Garfield has a new Hulu series out that we should put our eyes on. Lindsay Lohan apparently has come out and said that she's now on TikTok, and we'll look at some various headlines around the interwebs, and then we'll round out with the Twitter roundup, and that's the way it works, guys, here on this channel. We actually do try to talk about the movie news headlines, and it's a daily show, 12 p.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday, and it's going to be a quick 20, 30, 35 minutes long. I give it to you straight, without any fluff, other than these little spiels of explaining what the show is, which YouTube, I guess, really doesn't like. They want me to get right to the point, which is what I like to do, and that's what you're going to find here. If you are participating in the live chat, I will always participate with you guys. I like that talking, and if not, you're watching us afterwards, you'll find all of those topics in time codes in the description and comment section below. Okay. All right, guys. Let's just continue on with more Batman stuff, because that's where people want to talk about. People want to talk about the Batman, and we'll just go over a little bit more of this sequel talk, because they had the London premiere, and this is where this is all coming from, because they're doing the press tours and stuff, and this is where people are asking about it. People are saying, well, come on. If this movie's so good, which the first reactions are saying that, yes, the Batman first reactions are stellar. Zoe Kravitz. Ooh, wow. Stunning. Paul Dano. Yep. He's the Riddler. Robert Pattinson there. I don't know if I like that suit jacket. It looks kind of woolly, kind of itchy. Oh, guys, this is not what I want to talk about. Andy Serkis. I like that. Interesting. Okay. And there's a big quote here from Matt Reeves, just talking about his experience with the film and how great it's been to work with Robert Pattinson, and yeah, he wants to see more from him for sure in a sequel. And where could that sequel possibly go is all the speculations. Because we got quotes earlier last week too about him trying to do a more grounded Mr. Freeze, and what that could be. And if there's going to be a Batman 2, I would love to see a Mr. Freeze. I just wanted to quickly talk about that just for a quick second, that he thinks a grounded version of a Mr. Freeze could work in the Batman. And this is from Matt Reeves. So, I mean, obviously it's not going to be the Arnold version, guys. Come on. I know that's clickbaity stuff, but I had to do it. For the thumbnail for this, I had to do it. But somebody made a good suggestion. What if Woody Harrelson was going to be the Mr. Freeze? That would be interesting, because he's always good at playing the bad guys. He just Carnage just wasn't his thing. That didn't work. But for the Batman sequel, I think we could possibly see a Joker for sure. We're going to get more Catwoman for sure, I think. And the only other villains that I would want to see is obviously Mr. Freeze. But on top of that, the Court of Owls have been thrown around out there. Who do you think? Who would you like to see in a Batman sequel as the villain or villains? Somebody maybe we haven't even seen a whole lot of yet, or maybe just like a redo of somebody else. I just there's many bad guys there that they could farm from and take ideas from. There's just so many ideas, and as Matt Reeves said, he said himself that there's many ideas floating around out there that they could take. Now let's talk about the first reactions. The first reactions of the Batman have been very good, released early, and they're very, very good. Cool. Well, guys, I got my tickets for the Batman right here, man. I'm seeing it next Thursday, March 3rd, 6 p.m., and I'm hyped for it. I'm really hyped for it. I can't wait. Okay, so let's just get to some of these reactions. They're very minimal, guys. Like one word is pretty much most of them. They use buzzwords like euphoric, sensational, gripping. Yeah, it's gripping. Hannah Flint from MTV Movies. Matt Reeves delivers a nail-biting and fun Batman coming-of-age story. Well, because it's like this Batman Year 2. He's been around for a year and he's still learning the ropes. Unilad says, absolutely euphoric. Total Film says, sensational. Empire says, gripping. Should I embellish these? I don't know. Shortlist. One hell of a movie. Okay. Insider says, Robert Pattinson will be your new favorite Batman. And you know what? It's definitely shaping up like that, guys. The buzz is really boiling now, so everybody's kind of like, just give it to us. Just give it to us. A lot of people will be seeing the IMAX early release on March 1st, but everybody else will be seeing it on the 3rd and the 4th. It's going to blow away the box office. Like, it's got to be at least over 150 million for sure. I don't know what this is, but
you got a lot of cats.
I have a thing about straight.
Okay, so it's just a commercial for it. I'm not going to play that just for copyright reasons, but I don't think it goes into any quotes. It's one hell of a movie. Yeah, I just expect my face to be like lit up and smiling all the time, because the trailers have been fantastic. There's no doubt about that. Robert Pattinson's turn as DC superhero is already earning rave reviews from the critics. Yes, the critics are. We'll talk about that in just a moment. I just want to see if this video has anything more substantial in it. I just don't want to get spoilers here for some people if they're worried about that. The movie is Robert Pat's first time wearing the famous mask after a long list of legends before him. Yes, we know that. But like, the imagery looks great. Costume looks great. It's gripping. It's gripping, man. But the early reviews are in, and but the tomato meter is not lit up yet. We're waiting for some actual reviews to come in, which should be over the weekend. It should be probably tomorrow. The first reviews will actually come in, because the embargo, I don't know when that lifts, but this is the kind of movie that doesn't really need a lot of the press to come out and say this stuff. I mean, it helps, drum up that anticipation level for sure. But this is... Batman is going to be one of those movies where it doesn't need to have people behind it saying this stuff. It helps, but it's kind of like, yeah, this is good. Okay, guys, what do you think? Let me know what you think about the Batman hype. And we'll talk about it for sure. Sorry, guys, I just had to ban somebody there in the live chat. They're spamming stuff. I got to put into the new banned words list. Okay, let's continue on. That's just one of the things about working live. And this is also one of the drawbacks of working live. I forgot to put up my little sheet to cover out the sunlight. You have to do these things live because for the studio because sometimes you just get rushed to get behind them. That happens. Maybe it looked better without it. Yeah, it looked better without it. All right, guys, we'll leave it like that for today. For years, I would just film with the window open, but because there's the sky out there with clouds, it would change the light and it would just throw things off. But that's just stuff out of it. Don't worry about that. Let's just get back into the movie news. Maybe I'll cut that out for tomorrow, but maybe not. We got time codes we can jump around to. Let's talk about Morbius and Jared Leto teasing Michael Keaton's Vulture return. Well, we knew that he was going to be in this movie because we saw the trailers for this. And are you guys getting hyped for this? It comes out April 1st. It got pushed back. And when I went to see Uncharted and I saw the Morbius trailer, they showed it again. And it kind of lost some of its luster. You know, I wasn't excited for it. I was kind of like, yeah. But one of the things I am anticipating, because you do see him in the trailer, is Michael Keaton, and it's the Vulture. So we got a quote here from Leto himself that says, "One of the great things about being part of the larger universe is you get to plant Easter eggs. You get to pull on some other characters to jump out in and join your party and surprise people. You couldn't think of someone I'd rather work with than Michael Keaton. He's one of my favorites." And yeah, I think he's a lot of people's favorites. He's going to be in this. He's going to be in Batgirl. He's going to be in The Flash as the Batman. Multiple Batmans on screen this year, guys. We got Michael Keaton's Batman. We got the Batfleck coming back just as a smaller part in the Flash movie. I don't think Affleck is going to be big in that one. But then, of course, we got Pattinson next week, right? Pat Fleck? Is that what people are calling him? I don't know. I'm just calling him the Batman, whatever. Pat Fleck or whatever. Yeah. So he's going to be back. He's like, apparently they are going to have good chemistry. And what this means is that Morbius is going to be in the Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, right? Because, well, he's talking with Vulture, and Vulture was one of his bad guys. I feel like, okay. Well, that's good. We don't know about the Tom Hardy Venom, though, because I don't think that's going to happen. The writers last week talked about that. They said that perhaps, well, they know that the symbiote part got left over in Tom Holland's universe, but they don't know if that's going to be a consistent thing. But Morbius, guys, they're trying to drum up the hype for it again. Does it got you at least interested to see Michael Keaton back as the Vulture in Morbius? I'm guessing that they're going to work towards a Sinister Six of some kind. They have to do that storyline. They've been teasing it for so long. Even Andrew Garfield's series was supposed to go towards the Sinister Six, and we just haven't gone in yet. I would love if Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin came in and was kind of like the head guy behind that coming together. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. But let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and we'll talk about it. Now then, Meg 2. Meg 2 is coming out soon. The big shark movie with Jason Statham. Meg 2, The Trench adds Sienna Gilroy, Skylar Samuels, and Sergio Perimenchetta. I believe two of these actors are people that were in the first movie, right? Is that the way it happened? I wasn't a student of the first Meg movie, but I had to look up who this Sienna Gilroy is, which is something about it seems familiar. Additionally, Cliff Curtis, Shuya, Sophia, Kai, and Paige Kennedy are reprising their roles, joining Statham in one more shark hunting shenanigans. Cliff Curtis, yeah, he was good. He was in Fear the Walking Dead, right? Is that the same person I'm thinking? Perry Manchetta is playing one of the film's antagonists, an edged mercenary. Okay. Gilroy is the head of Applied Sciences Division, while Samuel is an adventure-loving member of Statham's submarine crew. Cool. there's not much. Plot details are hidden in the chum, but it's safe to say there's going to be more than one. Yeah, that's what I heard. There's going to be more than one shark, just like the first movie, guys. There's going to be more than one big shark in Meg 2. I like a big shark movie. Do you? Who is the Sienna Miller? Let's take a look at her. Let's see if there's anything out here that. Ooh, is she in one of the Resident Evil movies? We'll have to take a look at her IMDb. I just wanted to see if her face jumps out at me. If there's any movie there that just goes pooh, ooh, yeah, I want to check that out. Let's take a look at the IMDb. Dream on. Clifford the Big Red Dog. I didn't see that, but yeah, okay, so that's her most recent work. So she has been in a lot of stuff here. Nothing that I've seen. I don't think. Oh, they did say there was a. The abomination that is the Resident Evil Retribution movie. Man, somebody really needed to take that franchise away from Paul W.S. Anderson. Like, they needed to take that like a small toy from a kid. Just like, you're not playing with that toy anymore, because that just went off the rails so badly. But Meg 2, The Trench, the IMDb page doesn't have even that little plot synopsis that first page had, and it's only listing Statham and Bing Bing Lee there. Directed by Ben Wheatley. Let's just go back to that synopsis just quickly. Little plot details that they were saying about these characters, at least. It gives us a little bit of insight. Perry Manchetta is one of the film's antagonists, a hard-edged mercenary. Okay. Gilroy is head of the Applied Sciences Division, while Samuels is an adventure-loving member of Statham's crew. So she's going to be one of the crew, and he's going to be the bad guy. Okay, and she's some kind of scientist for the Meg 2. Guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Are you excited for it? I think I'll check it out, even though the CGI was pretty terrible. But what's something else that could be pretty terrible? A Tom Brady road trip movie? What's going on here? Tom Brady, the football star, the quarterback that just retired. We think that he's retired. He may come back. I don't know. I thought he would have at least one more year. But apparently he's coming in with Jane Fonda to star in an upcoming road trip comedy. That'll be based around football, of them going to a football game, apparently. The film is called 80 for Brady, and this comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter, but I'm looking at the Coming Soon article. Brady will join, produce, and appear in the film, which tells the story of 4 New England Patriots fans who set forth on a life-changing trip to the Super Bowl. Okay, where the Patriots defeated the Falcons. So he's just gonna, he's gonna play himself. It sounds like. I thought he was gonna be playing somebody like a character. So he's just gonna be playing himself. So the acting is not gonna be that intense. But alongside Brady, the film will star Lily Tomlin, cool, Jane Fonda, Rita Moreno, and Sally Fields, really, and will be directed by Kyle Marvin, who also co-wrote the script, with Michael Corvino. So okay, so 4 older ladies decide that they are Patriots fans, and Tom Brady, they want to go see Tom Brady play in the Super Bowl. Well, you know what? If he's retired now, then he's got time to do these kinds of things. And if acting is something that he wanted to try out, acting is sometimes athletes are not so good at it. You thought maybe just hints that LeBron was going to be okay at it, but then you watch Space Jam: The New Legacy, and he was terrible in it. Man, ooh, God, that was awful. But it sounds like he's going to be playing much of a version of himself in this. We'll actually see him as Tom Brady if it's about 4 fans going to a Patriots game. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Can Tom Brady be this? I don't know. But there's some good news here on the horizon. This is going to be a very much show of up and downs, guys. With starting high with the Batman and coming a little bit down with towards the end. Actually, a lot of way down. I'm not happy about talking about the last story, but we got to address it. But let's just get through today's topics. Toronto International Film Festival returns to in-person this fall, and that's good news. That's good, and it's about time. We're done with this stuff. with this nonsense of not being able to go to movies with each other and enjoy films. And that's good, because that's just around the corner from where I live. And it's always good press. It's always good to have people there celebrating films. And it's not really a long story here, guys, to really go over, but the article is pretty long and lengthy, just going over some of the little bit of nuances, saying that there's some new members to the team and organization of people bringing that together. But the TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival, is back this year for in person. And I'm happy about that. I'm really happy about that. That's awesome. Something else that looks pretty cool is Andrew Garfield is appearing in a Hulu series Under the Banner of Heaven. It looks like he's going to be investigating some kind of like a church place or something, and then he finds that like somebody gets murdered, obviously, or it looks like there's something that's gone awry. But this was brought to my attention yesterday, and I watched the trailer for it. Because I didn't want to do a trailer reaction to it because it's for Hulu. I don't have that here in Canada, but it looked like it's going to be a nice little crime thriller of a whodunit, a mystery kind of thing, and it's going to be on FX. Also FX in Hulu. Wait, do we have FX up here? There's so many things that we don't have, but we do have, because Canada does these weird things where it's kind of like they'll take parts of HBO Max and put it up here on something called Crave. So we don't get all of it, but we get some of it. We get portions of it. They distribute it in different ways. It's weird. But if you're curious about this kind of murder mystery kind of thing, with Andrew Garfield, it looks bleak. It looks chilling, and it looks like he's giving his all in this. Kind of like, ooh, yeah, that looks like it's got shades of kind of like No Country for Old Men, sort of. Yeah, it's got that creepy vibe to it, and I'm a big Andrew Garfield fan. So guys, if that's just something that may intrigue you, go check out that trailer, because it's definitely worth checking out. This is just kind of like a throwaway story here about Lindsay Lohan. Lohan is apparently the way you're supposed to pronounce it. For years, everybody was saying Lindsay Lohan. Has a message. We've been saying her name wrong for over 30 years. Oh, well, come on. I mean, whatever. But she announced that she's going to be on TikTok, which I recently joined too. And I got to tell you, it's a cesspool. But that's a conversation for a later day. Let's just read her little clip.
It's Lindsay Lohan, and guess what? Now I'm on TikTok.
See how she said that?
Hey everyone, it's Lindsay Lohan, and guess what?
See? Lohan. So she's on TikTok, and she's also supposed to be in a Christmas movie coming out this year, isn't she? Like she's trying to go back into acting. She's got her life back on track. And that's good. I'm rooting for her to make a comeback, because, yeah, she does have talent. And saying her name, Lindsay Lohan. From now on, guys, take a mental note of that. We'll have to see how that plays out. Percy Jackson. Just going through some various headlines now, guys, if you hadn't noticed. Percy Jackson Disney Plus show casting update offered by Rick Riordan. Sorry, I probably butchered that last name. But yeah, there's a Percy Jackson series on the way. There's some casting news that really isn't much. I looked at this because I was thinking, okay, we're going to actually get some announcements. But all this article in quote says is that they've been testing people to come in, looking for that chemistry between Percy, Annabeth, and Grover, saying that they've had people come in and read scenes together to see how they interacted. And that's all that story is. But some people will be running with it. I'm curious to see what the budget will be like, if they can actually pull off that scope of bringing in all those mythical creatures that the Percy Jackson series does have. If they can achieve that for a series, we'll have to see. But I'll keep my eye on that, because it does interest me a little bit. This is an article I didn't want to talk about, but we will, because some people have, and it came out yesterday, and it's a story that we heard about when it first came out. Was Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron were incompatible. They hated each other on the set of Mad Max Fury Road. And this was 5-6 years ago that this movie came out. 4 years maybe. Yeah, but it was my favorite movie of the year, Mad Max Fury Road. But apparently Tom Hardy was a real knucklehead on the set. He would show up late. He wouldn't show up on time in the mornings. Sometimes like 3 hours late, and he would just demand everybody to meet his needs. If you go on and read the article, you read the story, guys, it's a really long, lengthy, like when I mean long article and long explanations, it's long. Apparently, Charlize called him out on it and said, "Why just show up on time, please, for the love of God?" And he was trying to get into this method acting stuff, and he got right up into her face apparently, and it made her feel threatened, which you don't do, man. You don't do that to women, especially somebody like Charlize. Even if she's acting like an entitled brat, you just don't do it. If you feel that in you, you walk away. You go the other direction and blow off some steam. But apparently he didn't do that. He got in her face, and it's an ugly situation. And I don't like to talk about it because you never know if you're going to get all of the facts, but apparently it's been corroborated by other people on the set that this happened. Everybody knew about this, guys. Everybody knew that there was bad blood on the set. So that's why we're probably never going to get another Mad Max movie with Tom Hardy too, because apparently the director Miller didn't like that his approach either. And when you come to think about it, Tom Hardy, other than working with Nolan, who seems to champion him, he hasn't been really in a whole lot of other stuff besides Venom and stuff like that. He just doesn't get immersed into other roles because apparently he's difficult to work with. He's like the big show. He's kind of like the Vin Diesel, in that mentality of I'm the big item and everybody's got to do what I got to say. And if I'm going to show up late, which is what happened with Vin Diesel and The Rock, Vin Diesel wouldn't show up to the set. And then The Rock said, "No, you can't do that." And then I think they tried to do that coming face to face, but The Rock just kind of like, "Don't waste my time. Get out of my face." Because The Rock would own Vin Diesel just like that. I don't have it. There we go. Yeah. But I didn't want to talk about it because it's just, we knew that there was bad blood there, but for the last day or so, this story has been out there. People have been talking about it. You got to know some of the facts that at least have come out. It's an ugly situation. And that's one of the reasons why, too, that I think that we're getting the Furiosa movie being recast. Because as awesome as Fury Road was, those dynamics just were things that George Miller just didn't want to play around with again. And if they do another Mad Max, yeah, Tom Hardy, get rid of him. Use Chris Hemsworth. That would have been awesome. But apparently Chris Hemsworth is playing the bad guy in the Furiosa movie. So we'll have to see how that plays out. All right, we got somebody in the live chat. Fuzz, hey, how's it going, man? Glad you can join us. Guys, I always encourage people to come join us in the live chat. Yes, Tom. I'm a fan of Tom Hardy's work. Fuzz says Tom Hardy in The Revenant was amazing. He does put out good work. He's a talented actor for sure, but apparently just his on-set manner is just not the greatest. And people have come out defending him. There's I didn't want to do a big story, like a small story about it, because the defenders of Tom Hardy have just come out and just flagged everybody to being like thumbs down without even hearing it all out. Yeah, he might be a decent person in real life, but when it comes to being a professional on the set, it doesn't sound like he doesn't play ball very well. And that's a bummer. That's a real bummer. You want Zac Efron to be Mad Max, says Fuzz. Cool. That would be interesting. He could do that. He could do that for sure. And here's the final story that I don't really want to talk about, guys. It's going to be the big story, that a lot of people would be talking about for multiple reasons. And it's the whole Russia situation. It's going to impact the European markets for sure. And it's halted Ukrainian production industry for sure. And we're just going to talk about this briefly, guys. I'm not going to go into depth here, but we just have to be cognizant that this situation in the world will impact markets beyond just Ukraine. It'll impact European markets in the surrounding areas as well, because we don't know yet how bad this situation is going to get. because we're waiting for the world's responses. We're waiting for the industry to adapt to this. The film and TV industry in Ukraine had just started to open up again because of the pandemic and stuff. But now it's got to close back everything down. It's got to go into protection mode. And I'll keep my eye on this. I don't want to bring it into that political realm of this stuff. But we have to keep our eye on it because it does impact the industry. And it's a situation where you hate to see it happen. It's one of those roads that we're going down as a species. We've been down this road so many times, and it's kind of like, do we have to do this again? Do we have to? And I don't want to get bummed out with that. Yeah, usually sometimes I like to cheer myself up, and I'd say, okay, well, let's take a look at something that really does cheer me up. Let's take a look at the hot babe of the day. But you know what? You can't do that. I would love to do that, but I can't do that and then have people take me seriously as a movie news channel if we just look at hot babes, pictures of hot babes, right? All right. Let's go on and take a look at the Twitter sphere to round out the day, and maybe there we'll see some hot babes. I don't know. Speaking of which, Amanda Seyfried is in The Hollywood Reporter. Okay, cool. I like that picture. That's a good picture. Maybe I'll have to save that for the archive of hot. Fuzz says in the chat, Ukrainian movie called Atlantis 2020 on Netflix was amazing. Okay, I'll take a look for that. Atlantis. Netflix. Okay, so I have that on Netflix. Amanda Seyfried. Cool. I like that photo, though. Peaky Blinders returns in 3 days. Talking about Tom Hardy. Isn't he dead in that, though? Or, I don't know. I haven't been following it, guys. Jordan Peele's... Ooh, Jennifer Lawrence has given birth to her first child. Congrats. Cool. Yeah, that's good. Everything went nicely then. In all of those situations, whenever there's always that, please just come out. You just hope for no problems with the pregnancy. That's what I hope for. And it looks like everything went smoothly. And congratulations to Jennifer Lawrence becoming a mother. She's going to be an awesome mother, I think. If you watch a lot of her interviews online, like when she does the late night circuits and stuff, she's just got that sense of humor. Like, she's somebody that it sounds like you can just hang out with and watch a movie and have a beer with. She sounds like she's like that kind of a person. Lady Gaga and Jared Leto will present House of Gucci at the 2022 SAG Awards. Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield on the set of Spider-Man No Way Home. Yes. Yesterday they released that meme of all the three of them together. And this image came this close to being my new desktop image. But of course I reserve that for hot babes. But yeah, it looked like there's going to be like 20 minutes of behind the scenes footage of Tom Holland and like the three of them together. There's like extra 20 minutes, and there's like 80-minute documentaries or something like that for the Spider-Man No Way Home. We talked about that yesterday on yesterday's show. And the 4K version is $30, and I think the Blu-ray was $26, $25.99. Yeah, what's this? The trailer for Pachinko has been released. Okay, what's that? Looks like a foreign language film. I'll have to take a look for that later on. Lizzo auditioned for Ursula, but lost out to Melissa McCarthy, right? Everyone knows I auditioned for Ursula, and I didn't get it, but I'm fine as hell. That has nothing to do with Ursula, but I was down to make Ursula a thought. Shaking ass. I don't even know who Lizzo is. Do you guys? Okay. If she auditioned for it, oh, well, it didn't turn out, but okay. This live action Little Mermaid movie, it's got to be coming close to being a trailer or something. Oh yeah, there's that FX series Under the Banner where it's like it has to do with like a church or something. There's some nefarious plot going on around it, and he's trying to uncover it. It's going to be on FX and Hulu. Is that what they said? Check it out, because it looks like Andrew Garfield's really going for it. It's got that crime. If you like crime thrillers, check that out, because yeah, it's got that tone that I like. The Batman. Again, there's that jacket. I don't know. Something about it just looks like it would be itchy as hell. Zoe Kravitz. Whew. Yeah. Percy Jackson and the Olympian series is set to begin filming on June 1st. Well, if they're just starting to try to cast it now, they have to announce the cast soon. Why would they just say that we're starting to get people in? Whatever. The Batman premieres, guys, and those early reviews of saying that it's gripping, it's enthralling, it's euphoric, all of those first reactions, guys, it's good news. It's good news. It's good to hear. It does help the hype wagon. Oh, there's that Tom Brady movie with Jane Fonda. 80 for Brady. And it doesn't even say what kind of length of it. It's probably going to be only an hour and a half. Tom Brady to produce first scripted feature film. I respect Tom Brady, but I'm a Bills fan. I'm a huge Bills fan because that's the closest team to where I live in southern Ontario here. I've been following them since I moved to Ontario, which was like in 2001, and I've been following the Bills. So, like over 20 years, I've been a Bills fan. Mostly because when I first moved down here, that was like one of the only channels that I would get on one of those really old TVs. I was watching the Bills, and that was the highlight of my week. That night and Saturday night hockey. All right, Matt Reeves said at the film's UK that a sequel, The Batman, is currently in early development. Of course, and we just talked about that at the start of the show. Variety reports Netflix isn't planning to world premiere any of its films at this year's Cannes Film Festival. Ooh, ruling out Blonde. Ooh. That'll ruffle some feathers for sure. All right, guys, are there any big stories else out here that you want to talk about? Again, that little reel that they released yesterday showed a lot of the clips of that. It looks like these guys just had so much fun. Just so much fun filming this. And it showed in the movie too. It really showed in the movie that these guys had fun being there, interacting with each other, doing the Spider-Man meme. I love that movie. I'm definitely getting it on Blu-ray, guys. All right, and then there's that James Mangold, Buster Keaton biopic story that we covered yesterday. I think that rounds us out for the realm of movie and entertainment news for February 24th, 2022. Guys, hopefully you can join us in the live chat tomorrow or when you are available. Guys, the time for the show is just whenever YouTube says that most of my audience is online, which is around 12 p.m. every day. If it showed it around 6 p.m., the show would be there. But I've been thinking about maybe possibly rerunning it, edited, kind of like a highlight show of it. And I'll do better graphics for it and such. But I don't want to spam people's accounts. That's the thing. I originally wanted to break down the show into like each story and then publish that out. But that's like you get this show and then you get the smaller shows. I've been finding that the YouTube shorts have been really resonating with people, and that's a really quick way to show what the story was about and where it came from, and that works. And I think I'll continue doing that for sure. Fuzz says, rumor, your thoughts on Daniel Radcliffe next Wolverine? Well, he's playing Weird Al. That would be funky. He would have to bulk up too. Let's take a look and see if there's any stories on any of the gossip sites. Danny Wolf. Okay, well, maybe. Maybe. They've done a mock-up of him there. He would be of the right height, right? He's not 6 foot. I don't think he is. Who? Does he have the physique? I could see that. Maybe, yeah, you put on these chops here. Grow these chops out a little bit more. Comb his hair. Yeah, he could act it. That would be a dramatic change from Potter, for sure. That would break the mold. Huh. Rumor. A younger Wolverine. Well, and then, of course, they speculated earlier this week that there could be a Wolverine that shows up in Doctor Strange 2. Wouldn't that be cool if they showcase that? So, yeah, he had to put on a little bit of mass in the chest area. But, yeah, Fuzz, that's an interesting rumor. I'll keep my eye out for that for sure. Yeah, because that would be interesting. All right, guys, that's the way that it's been in the realm of movie news today. See you tomorrow. All right, guys. Shall we play maybe just a little bit today? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little ditty. I don't even know what I'm going to play. Usually start with a scale of some kind. That's G major. Somebody the other day wanted me to play Something in the Way because we're talking about the Batman. I'm not going to sing it because I don't know the words. I should know the words. Underneath the bridge, Copper has sprung a leak, and I don't know the words. The animals that I've trapped all become my pets. There's the unplugged version, right? Something is the way, yeah. Something in the way. Something. All right, guys, I'm 49 minutes. My camera's gonna run out of battery. All right, guys, see you tomorrow.